Alright, so today I tried to wrap this. I was having a little trouble getting the edges nice, so I'm cheating a little bit and I took it off. So the way to take that off, it's just this piece right here. There are 6 screws right inside. You can get to them once you pull off the trunk liner, which I have on the chair over there. And to take off that trunk liner, let's pop this open, which I no longer can do. So, shoot. Looks like I can plug that back in. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, now I just plugged that in and opened it. I probably could have just used the button on my key fob, but I don't know. Maybe it's got to be plugged in, so who cares? Anyway, I got this piece off. What you got to know is underneath here, there's a screw right here to hold on these top pieces, which you take off first. They're the 2 small pieces on that chair over there. Pretty self-explanatory. Take that one off right there, and then up here, there is another screw where the handle goes. So you take those 3 screws out first. They're just Phillips. No problem. I used the drill. Came out real easy. Try not to lose them. And then there are 6 bolts that hold in the 6 10 mil bolts. Pretty self-explanatory. They're all the same. 1, 2, 3, or I think it was actually 1, 2, 3. Let's do it easy here. Okay, there we go. You can see the holes. So 10 mil, 10 mil, 10 mil, 10 mil, 10 mil, and 10 mil. So those all come out. Use a drill, go nice and slow. They're just little nuts on the end. And then the whole piece will pull right up here. So this whole piece pulls up, and there's little plastic little rivets it's on, or little clips that are, it's pretty loose, but so these are the little bolts right here you can see. So it comes out pretty easy. So you just wiggle it out at that point once you have all the screws out, and then it'll be held on by these connectors right here. So these just twist right out, the bulbs, the little plate bulbs here, and then you've got your plug for the rear view camera and your plug for the hood or the latch release. And so that's all you got to unplug, and it's pretty easy to take that out. But now I've got that whole piece off, so now I can play with it a little bit easier, whether I want to dip it or wrap it or however I end up wanting to do it. I'm a little torn right now, but it's just going to be way easier to wrap around these edges without having to use a razor and scratching the paint on my car. So we're going to wrap this black. I might just do this one strip, but I think I'm going to do the whole thing. And also I'm going to see how hard it is to pop this Ford badge off. Because if it's easy to just take this thing off, it might be a lot easier to wrap the whole thing, and I can just push it right back in and it'll look pro. Okay, so I set this back in. Actually turned out pretty good. Much easier to do off the car, even if you're going to do that one little strip. A couple parts I'm not super happy with, but for DIY wrapping, I'm pretty happy. So anyway, that just sets right back in. It'll kind of just nestle into place. Lift this back up. I'm going to sit in the truck and look up here. And I just put these 6 bolts back in. 1, 2, 3, 4, right above my finger, 5, and 6. And so now that's all held in there pretty rigid, and yeah, should be fine. Yeah, you can see the part where I probably messed up is right on the seam here, because it kind of bubbles out, which, you know, you can't see great, but if you're far away, it looks awesome. But when you get really close, you can see that that seam should be a lot more prevalent, and maybe the sun will bake it and it'll seal in a little more. I didn't want to go crazy with the heat gun and mess it up, but overall, for me doing it, I think it looks kind of cool. I was originally gonna do that one little strip, but I figured I'd try that and see how it looks, and overall pretty happy. So for part of that $60 roll, I'm still in it for cheap. And yeah, if I mess it up or whatever, I'll just redo it and we'll see how that goes. But to finish putting your trunk back together, which I'm gonna leave that out for a minute just in case this turns into a problem, but you take this big piece right here. These all have snap clips, so you wanna make sure you line them all up. Put the big piece on first, then the 2 little pieces after, and then don't forget to put the 3 screws back in on top of those trim pieces. So 1 right here, 1 right here, and 1 in the handle somewhere right here. Right there's the 3rd one. So don't lose those. Get a little magnetic dish, whatever you need to keep them. I actually dropped one of the screws down in there, so I gotta find it. But yeah, that is the trunk removal, I guess. You can get in there and you can you could replace the latch, wiper motor, whatever you need to do under here. Your lights just pop out with a little screwdriver right here. pretty easy. The mirror, just if you do what I just did and take that whole piece off, you can get a new handle or a new backup camera if you need. So yeah, pretty cool. Or I guess if you wanted to mod one for a backup camera, you could cut it and do it all in here. So yeah, overall, pretty happy.